or a street party to their person. This is now being done through the Portrait Gallery, but also through Victoria, etc. So quite far-reaching. The Sky Whale has its own website, etc. And all are linked to each other. So we've got a fairly good web presence. So as you can see, there's been, if you want to come up and explore all this, we've given you some of the stuff, but clearly there's a whole lot of things here that we've developed ourselves about trying to get the message out. So I wouldn't want to pretend in any way that marketing hasn't been important in this. It's been enormous. I did want to tell you about a couple of other things that happened. Our marketing budget for a project like this was relatively small. The larger marketing budget went to the tourism department to promote the centenary. They wanted to go with their own idea, and what they did was create something called the Human Brochure. And what they did was have a competition across Australia to say, those of you with good social media contacts, would you like to come for a few days to Canberra and see what it's really like? 30,000 people applied to come for some 2 blocks of 250 people each. The response was enormous. Those people went away loving Canberra, thinking it was fantastic, and they are still blogging, tweeting, etc. So it was an unusual, it was not centenary specific, we were worried about that, but in general, talking about a new way to think about Canberra, it was pretty good. Secondly, we had a different group again, so that was tourism. We had a different group again called Content Group, taking on an idea of national pride. So they went outside Canberra and generated hundreds and hundreds of stories in capital cities, in small towns, about their connections to Canberra. And then we had a local engagement program run by another company called Zoo, which was 100 things to like about Canberra. So they got people to vote on that, to say what they liked best. And in the end, that's the coffee cup that everybody had in the city. In the end, it produced this, the 100 things that I like about Canberra. It listed all of them. So first of all, there were nominations. Then there was a vote. Then it got all those things. And finally, if you wanted to put one of these up in your business, you had all that. And down the one, number 101 was yourself. So on many, many levels, we did have T-shirts. We've got videos that were produced by other people, the National Film and Sound Archive. There were books produced all over the place. The volunteers had shirts. It ended up having all those things, although in terms of merchandise, we actually ran another project called A Legacy of Good Design. And that asked fine craft artists to produce something that could be reproduced in quantities as memorabilia.